Coming up on iPads in the classroom,
geometry apps.
and all of you get to meet Taylor. Hi, my name is Guy Trainin.
And my name's Taylor Olson, and this is my first Tech Edge in the classroom.
And today we're starting with a two-part series that's going to be about math and geometry. And we'll start with geometry. And we've got some fabulous apps that we've found. And Taylor, can you show us the first one?
The first app that we found is from Montessori, like a few of the other math apps we've visited so far. And this is Montessori Geometry. It is good for use with any age group because it builds from the basics up. Students would first click on the geometry textbook, the cabinet, and they will see a list of drawers that display different shape groups. If we click on the first one, we see circles, and we'll take everything out of the little box. And when students
complete the puzzle.
Move the shapes to complete the puzzle, they hear the name of the shape repeated every time that they click on the shape.
Circle, circle, circle.
After completing the board, they're told well done, and they get to click on the paper airplane to move forward.
How many of these shapes can you find? Tap at least 10 and you'll discover the name of this beautiful place.
They're then exposed to the shapes in a visual format with images. And they see circles. There's a circle in the hot air balloon, there's a circle on the palace. After finding 10 of the shapes in the image, there are more than 10 of these shapes, they'll get to find out what the monument on the screen is called. If they're having difficulty finding the shapes, they can click on the magic paintbrush and color in, and wherever they see pink dots, they know that's the shape that they're looking for. So we'll click on the 10, it disappears. And as we're going along, they get the name of the monument that's listed, and then they can move on to the next component, which is viewing the shape in different ways with different outlines and different sizes. They get a lot of experience and a lot of exposure to each individual shape. They even get to view the shape in a three-dimensional form. After they've viewed certain shapes, they can practice identifying the shapes with various games. The games work best when students have been exposed to multiple shapes, and it goes from basic things such as circles to quadrifoils, which maybe some of our lovely viewers don't even know what those are. I didn't remember, but they click on the games, they get to play. This game also has students practice identifying patterns, and as they continue fulfilling the pattern, they get points. Let's see, here we have. Eventually they'll get points up in the corner, and after getting so many points, they get rewards, which are listed on the home screen under My Points. They'll get a little medal, so they're rewarded for their activity. But everything that they do in this app is related to practicing those shapes in multiple contexts and getting meaningful exposures to each shape.
And I love the fact that it's got a glossary, so there's a way for them to go and for adults to go and get all the names, because one of the things that this app has is it's very deep in the kinds of shapes it has. This one has a lot more depth to it, so it can go actually a lot further. So the next app we're going to look at is the Isoceles app. And this is one of my personal favorites because it allows you to actually draw whatever shapes you want. And let's get a new sketch in. So we'll have a clear sketch pad, and we can put a couple of points, and then we can draw a line between them. So now we have a single line. We can very easily create a triangle. You get a point, and then you get, in this case, an equilateral triangle around it, or a circle. So you can see how easily you can actually create shapes in this app and connect them together. So one thing is to just explore shapes and play with them in space and see how they connect to each other and how a triangle can actually be inside a circle, right? How circles intersect. You can really explore the way these shapes interact in two-dimensional space. Instead of trying to draw it by hand, you can use this app to draw out the problem and then do whatever calculation or proof is connected to it. And you can actually share this result, so this drawing, with email, which is one way. The other way, which I like a lot better, is actually to save that image. So you can name that image, save it, and then if you need to send it to a teacher as a solution to a problem, or send it to other students, or anything else or just show it in class, you can do that very easily just as a photo. So that's called Isoceles, and it can get very, very sophisticated if you'd like, or very, very simple, which is perfectly fine. And you can add notes on it and things like that, so you can actually use the pencil to draw and write on the same board as well. So Isoceles, and that is a great geometry app. And the third app we're going to use?
The Splash Grade 3 Math app. And if I click here, we can start practicing. We have our happy dancing fish. I'll enter a name to start. And I'm Taylor. Save that name. This isn't just a geometry app. This is actually an app that explores multiple math concepts generally visited in the 3rd grade. The Splash Math apps they exist for grades 1 through 5. So if you're teaching another grade, you can explore that one as well. We're going to look at the geometry section for today. And this is the light version, so it doesn't have all of the capabilities of the full version, but it's a bunch of different practice games for students to use to review different geometry topics. They can explore polygons. Is this shape a polygon? It doesn't have closed sides, so no, this is not a polygon. If students do not answer the question correctly, is this shape a polygon? They'll be prompted to try again. This time there's only one more option. Identify the shape. Again, if they're incorrect, they'll be prompted to try again until they get the answer correct. They aren't penalized for getting questions wrong, but they do get points for being correct, and by accumulating points, they get to purchase fish for their fish tank that they can go play with by clicking on. One of the things I really like about this app, you can report student progress by entering an email, and this report will show strengths and weaknesses. If you're covering a whole segment, they had more than geometry. If you're covering other subjects too, you have coverage of all the different topics that are covered. You get to see your student performance. Today on iPads in the Classroom, we visited different geometry applications for the iPad, including Montessori Geometry, and Isoceles, which was a graphing program, and Splash Math for 3rd graders.
And we'll see you next time on iPads in the Classroom from TechEdge.